Hey, champ. I think this card's got some potential in this format. It's a must answer threat. All of the cards in the spellbook are like pretty reasonable. And you basically get to just like draw one that eventually casts for free after 3 turns at the end of every turn. It triggers the first end step it's in play, so if you play this out while your opponent's tapped out, you're going to get at least 1 piece of value out of it, and then if they can't kill it right away, if you get 2 or God forbid 3, you're going to easily take over any mid-range or control game. We're sliding into the top end of the historic Jund Shell. It seems like a very reasonable closer card advantage here. Let's pop out into some games of Magic and see if this feels useful or if it's too slow to be relevant. For the 3.5 years, righto. For anybody wondering, just for clarity's sake, I'm not really intending to play Alchemy. The balance in that format looks atrocious looking at results before this new mini set, and the new mini set likely doesn't have cards that are going to change anything about the format. So, I could be persuaded with a donation to play a specific alchemy deck if someone wanted to do that, but if there's no donations and I'm just doing what I want to do, we're just going to play Historic and Explorer still on Arena. Based on the results of the sub-survey, Historic and Explorer are the best places to focus my energy. I'll just take their threat, as appealing as it is to try and take their cantrip. Cycle the Proving Ground angle. We mulligan to 5, but opponent missed their second land drop. Just peak Magic variance at its finest. Going on, Clipsy. Thanks for the 4.5 years. Good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, folks. I think this is a Riveteers Charm draw 3 angle here. What a perfect set of 3 cards. I was hoping to get to play 2 of these. The fact that we get to play actually all 3 of them is criminal.
Happy to help.
So good.
You won't be outsmarting me.
I have a fatal push for this, but like I've got Lily for their first 2 threats, so feeling pretty good. Dragon probably ends the game on the spot at this point. Edict you.
Ah, one of your friends has to leave.
11 cards in their bin, but they also thankfully have a basic island in play, so they're 2 lands off a Crocs at the moment. This is a stomp their face, make 2 1/1s, end of turn angle. What's going on, Ethan? Thanks for the 4-0. Appreciate the 40 months. The deck command is wrong. Does Untap not have the alchemy cards in it yet? So look at my thing. No, Untapped has the thing. Does the deck command not have the right thing in it? Making me click now. Did you look too soon, maybe? Oh, weird. The untapped link is wrong. Strange. It has it on my personal untapped overlay. I think they're on Holy Heat because it's their answer to Liliana, alright? Yeah, that's the deck we're playing, but the wrong version is on. Do you see the legendary dragon in it? Minkskin Boo was the only I still have the old version. We had Minkskin Boo. Oh, Thoughtseize. What a magic card. What a magic card that Thoughtseize. Firing up Den of the Bugbear because it's getting fatal pushed. Ideally, I want my Hive to try and come across. That way we can exile the Crocs out of their bin. Pengu power! Look at that trickle down economy in action shit. Making all these shillings so much more accessible for the people at home. I have to thank my fellow Shillionaires for the trickle-down Shillonomics. See, there's someone who knows where they came from. Let's make sure that keeps on trickling shit. Our next Shillionaire is now that much more attainable for 999,911 shillings this time through. You can submit your viewers, your Shillionaire deck submission using the form on the site. So if I attack with just Bonecrusher Giant, they have to trade, right? Oh, you know what? I could have, because we drew the land, I could have fired up Hive, and then when they push my Hive, I could push their lures before blocks. Yeah, that was the better line. It's fine. We're still super ahead, but definitely a better sequence there for us. The one you go. Okay, so discard spells are off the table in this matchup. We want our Graveyard Hate and our Grindy cards and other cards that play to the board. Noxious Grasp is good enough with just Luris. Do I want Soul Guide Lanterns? I don't think so. I kinda like all the cards that we have at our 60 right now. Zerg. Sand's fine. Kill this, because it makes my Tarmogoyf worse. Them exiling stuff out of their own bin is decent for our Croxa, though. Or worse for their Croxa. Are the Infinity Shocks in the store? Nah, I'm done buying cosmetic stuff on Magic Arena.
Those who get in my way
Have
tend
to spend
regret
enough to keep up
it. You
on
won't be outsmarted.
actual set releases. Besides, what's the incentive for me to buy them? So that way I have to manually change which shocklands get added to my deck every single time I put shocklands in a new deck? The interface when you have multiple versions of cosmetics is actually just atrocious. I can't tell you how many times I've spent money on what's supposed to be a premium thing, and then I feel bad because it like wastes my time making me reassign it every single time afterwards too. Giving your whales a poor gameplay experience is quite the choice. Alright, the game has ended. Did not have removal for the removal check gameplay. Oh. I don't get to know what's in exile either? I thought we would get to know.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick.
Listen, so long as Darigaaz doesn't, like, burn down a forest with the gender reveal party, everybody can have a surprise for the egg, okay? That's fine. As long as there's no damage, just, like, keep it casual with a cake or whatever. We don't need fireworks, nothing that crazy. Like my child's surprise. They're playing the new enchantment. Okay, so we Fatal Push the Skirt Prospector, and then we Liliana Edict the Lord. I guess I should technically push this inside of combat. I'm gonna edict you, do 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 do, be do 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 do. I wanna edict you, do 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 do.
It's no fun when they hit back.
This is the part where we clench our butt cheeks, cross our fingers, and hope not to get goblin comboed, huh? Well, to be fair, the ad change rules on YouTube made the surprise egg type videos become a lot less common. I think we're getting this crank, alright? a sweeper in our deck right now. Huh? I think I'm happy with my hand here, actually. Treasure. Let's Fatal push the Krenko. We're waiting for them to activate here. So that way they get one less goblin when we push this in response, because he counts himself. They get 5 more 2/2s. Am I dead? This is lethal, right? I block 3 things. I take infinite. I take Alright, we were dead before that happened, but yeah. Magic's a fun game. I have fun playing Magic. To kill their stuff, or to go over the top of them, not kill their stuff, for the rest of our cards to kill their stuff. Things they don't mind sacrificing, bring in some other cheap removal. I think it's important to leave discard spells in here just because they have so many high impact creatures we want to deal with before they get onto the board. Fuxus hasn't been nerfed or banned because Wizards of the Coast doesn't give 2 flying fucks about balancing any Magic the Gathering formats. Bottom that. Discard spell, stop Mirebreaker. The 3/4 of your exit said. Last I checked, the Goblins deck is both one of the most popular and highest win rate decks historically. That might be down. The untapped isn't working at the moment, so I can't reference any specific numbers. Apologies. What's going on, Griffin Bruce? Thanks for the over 6 years. Good morning and welcome back. Keep the land in case we draw a dragon. Yeah, look at that. This only does 4? Does 5? That's so super sad. Dragon surprised in a few turns at least, but this does die to Chandra's defeat. Maybe I'm supposed to just Bonecrusher plus Thoughtseize to take the defeat from them. That's probably what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, they were like 2.5 years too late to balance They were 2.5 years too late to balance Cauldron, Familiar, and Darcy and Unholy Heat. Darcy and Holy Heat were more recent. They were definitely 2.5 years too late to balance Cauldron Familiar. Card sat doing what it was doing for way too long. I totally should have just done this on the previous turn. Alright, well, we have their Goblin King. On 3 Smith, thanks to the tier 2 of the 40 buns. Full trade here. We'll take 2. Oh, I'm dumb. Oh no, they were pumping anyways, right? I'm not dumb. Yeah, that's fine. That's honestly the best way to describe it, Marty. When I see ban list updates or lack thereof in Magic, I feel like I'm playing a different game than the developers. And seeing in other games being like, oh, it's not that I'm dumb and bad, it's that, speaking of dumb and bad, good God. What, we were like gonna get our dragon and like actually be in a decent spot, and they have stupid to chieftain and we're dead through the fatal push. And just like, to hammer it home, it's so unfathomable that I have a nerfed version of Winota in this format, but Muxus is left unchecked. Not even left unchecked, Muxus regularly gets new cards added to it that make the deck better. On Fire and Fury, thanks for 37 months. I'd wager the new Goblin Enchantment is a great sideboard card for the Goblins deck. In the matches where they want to grind more, it seems excellent. This gets to be a land because we can sift through some other lands with Fable. Oh, this might be a double bin fatal push angle. Yeah, I think that was the most eye-opening thing for me with the introduction of Alchemy and Historic. I always, for whatever reason, call it the optimist in me, I always kind of thought that Wizards' lack of regular ban list updates was because, you know, they were worried about secondary markets and paper formats and stuff like that. But the fact that they don't rebalance things in their digital formats so that they can actually rebalance things, and it was never about the secondary market. They just actually don't like managing their formats. They must have some kind of KPI or view on anytime we edit formats and some kind of failure. It's the only kind of explanation.
Not to sit this way. You know what? I'm not done. Well, that didn't pan out.
I'd like Bonecrusher Giant, please, so I can step on Teferi. This Twitch stream is pre-recorded in front of a live audience. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. Oh my gosh, they drew Veto? What a beat.
We need to move quickly.
This is the part where they Supreme Verdict us, right? Or cast Farewell. Okay, Thoughtseize is a good start for us. Pass the turn. I mean, Thoughtseize is whatever. Doesn't feel good to get Thoughtseize, but at least we're taking the Teferi off the table. If the Teferi sits in play, the game is over. If we take the Teferi out of play, we get to play a real game here.
Those who cannot perceive beyond the veil of reality, meditate and prepare.
One dragon, please. Huh. Good sir. Creature land is fun. They can cycle this and block, but then Liliana gets to take whatever they cycle into out of their hand. They do get to draw another card with Narset, but our Planeswalker is also sitting in play, accruing card advantage, so I think that's fine. We're the, like, smallest amounts ahead right now, but game could definitely go either way. It's like a Teferi followed by a couple of good top decks away from putting us in the ground.
Drop it.
I guess we make a treasure token, huh? They have a 4/4 shark here. This is a reminder to myself that I can't activate Fable next turn to discard anything because Narset will make me sad. I could have thrown my creature land to kill the Narset, but I don't think that's worthwhile because my den would have gotten eaten. Although I guess if I do that, maybe we could have sequenced this in a way so I could edict the shark token away afterwards.
You're gonna regret that.
How annoying is Fable? Less annoying than Teferi Hero of Dominaria by a wide margin.
Such violence is upsetting.
Sorry, I'm not interested in dying today.
Down to 8. Got me. Creature creature lands. I will attack with creature lands. Creature lands. Do 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 do. Be do do do. I don't know if my body is ready for Diviner of Fates to drag them kicking and screaming back into the game. It should be dead, right? With the treasure token, I can actually fire up both my creature lands next turn. Alright, Swillvan, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Alright, Fatal pushes out Chandra, A-Minsc, Trophy, Noxious Grasp in. Sheoldred's only okay here. We're gonna kick commanded from 2 of these. Why don't we Thoughtseize first, or fire up Hive first and see what they did, since it's the more obvious kill? Because I knew I was attacking with both creature lands. If I'm attacking with both, why does it matter which one I fire up first? I didn't have enough mana to Thoughtseize and activate both creature lands. So I took the line of just activating both of them. I guess Thoughtseizing and firing up one is better against, like, Settle the Wreckage. Play the land, because we know they have Jawari Disruption. Go. Or Tarmogoyf's 0 green lands in 14 cards. The truth is out there. Wake up, sheeple. 4, 8, 9, 11 green cards total in our deck. 5, 6, 7 of them in 15 cards. My body is ready to get crushed by this hand from them. Spinning Goyfir.
Let's make this quick.
I go land, Fable, plus Liliana
I'm
next
tired of
turn.
your secrets.
Lightning! He's swinging out for over 2 years. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. I cast this pre-combat. So that way if they have a counter spell, my Goyf gets bigger. I think Chandra is a spell that's good enough that I am, that I'm not plussing my Liliana.
Knew this was a waste of time.
Oh, you know what? Well, I didn't say we should Chandra pre-combat in case they counter it, then the Goyf gets bigger. But there's actually already a Liliana in the bin. And playing it post-combat plays around Jawari Disruption, which is nice.
Hey! Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Oh, by the way, chat, in our political minute for the morning is actually news from yesterday, but it's good news, so I want to make sure people know. Biden announced that he's pardoning and expunging from records of people that have been convicted at the federal level for marijuana charges.
This will be easy.
No one should be in jail for the possession of a substance that is now widely legal in many places. If we could all just take a minute to give a hand for drugs. Successfully winning the war on drugs. I think the Sheoldred chills in our hand in case they have a verdict. Dark Brandon has acquired the Leaf Stone and evolved into Dank Brandon. There's been a lot of really good memes coming out, right? That's for sure, Pokemon Nerd. Thanks for the 55 and for the tier 3. Welcome back.
Yup, you're going down.
I'm yelling timber. Do 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 do. Be do do.
Those who don't know tend to regret it. Drop it.
Well, you have to understand, chat, for people that aren't familiar with United States culture, the war on drugs was never about the drugs themselves. It was always about giving law enforcement the ability to harass certain communities, largely minority communities. Never about the actual drugs. It was always about control and racism. Yeah, Chandra's Unite is teed up and ready to go here. They need like a Void Rend or something. I do think these red-black mid-range decks have okay control matchups in Historic. But they have very doo-doo Goblins matchups. One of Nixon's aides explicitly said in an interview it was to allow them to target civil rights activists and anti-war hippies. Yep. Yeah, hopefully we eventually move towards, in the United States, full decriminalization of all substances. I don't think I'd want, you know, cocaine shops on the corner, but treating addiction like a disease as opposed to a crime is definitely something that we should move towards as a society. Yeah, it's a medical issue, it's not a criminal issue. What's going on, Hairy Man back? Thanks for the entire year. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Welcome back. Like to kill your seasoned Hollow Blade. Thank you. That's the part where I die to a rat. This is the part where I die to a rat. It's fun. Whole team's tried hard. It's not a dragon matchup, that's for sure. Graveyard Hate, cheap spot removal. Bonecrusher doesn't actually kill a lot here. I'm gonna trim him. Breed's probably fine. Fatal Push is a little hard to enable outside of the treasure token. No, we didn't get to play yesterday, Rotten Agenda, because I couldn't log in yesterday morning after the update. We just had a chill Genshin day. People were wondering why I even bothered to put Magic on the schedule yesterday. The real answer was I didn't want to schedule a full day of playing Genshin Impact, so I figured I'd give it the old college try. And then it didn't work, so we played a full day of Genshin Impact. It was great. It basically went exactly as planned. Want to play discard spells or want to play Tarmogoyf? I want to play Tarmogoyf. I have a couple of other miscellaneous sponsored segments we're going to do over the next couple of weeks, but I'm not committing to starting any other new games, really, that we're going to do longer term until after the Marvel Snap release. Because when Marvel Snap has its global release in a week and a half, I plan to go hard on that. We're going to add some extra streaming hours in and play that a bunch. I did retweet, and I didn't realize this was a game that was coming out. Now I'm looking forward to doing it after some of the Snap burst happens. There's a new Batman world setting third-person combat game coming out on the PS5 and some other platforms. I think it's cross-platform. I don't know. It was on the PlayStation Twitter. But you play as Gotham Knights. I hadn't heard of that. It looks good. I'm also a sucker for superhero games, though, so yeah, we're definitely gonna play that one before the end of the year. Not right when it drops, because Marvel Snap, but we're gonna fit it. We're gonna fit it in. Hey, Hack Mage. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Oh yeah, it's on everything. Xbox, PS5, and Windows. You don't think it'll be worse than the Guardians game? I like the Guardians game, so if it's as good as the Guardians game, I'll be pretty happy with that, I think. Trade my tutu for a slightly worse tutu. I like the superhero movies too, chat. I was never really into comic books as a child, but I like all those IPs. They're fun. What's going on, Heaton? Thanks for the 28 months. Welcome back. Okay, and that gives us a pretty big safety net here to not get comboed, so feeling pretty good. That's great to hear, Drunk Owl. Our, civil, I feel like our civil legal system is the only angle. We have to go after people like Alex Jones. Our legal system just is woefully not great at addressing the types of issues those grifters and con people apply. We draw 3 here. Some solid gasoline. Lose the Liliana, but Goy Fatal Push is solid beats. Heck, Mage, if you haven't been keeping up on Arena, we got Tarmogoyf in a historic anthology recently. And throwing away their captain. I guess they could be banking on, like, making it a 5-5 here. You get to make a second Tarmogoyf on defense here. See how this resolves. It's a 6-6. I just clicked on my 2-2 by mistake. It doesn't actually matter though, right? You go block chump, take 1. Copy the Goyf. This forces a chump block. Deep Prid Psychotog. I don't know if that one. I don't know if that one would hold up anymore. Alright, chat, I'm gonna ask that we redirect the Alex Jones talk to the political dark place in the subscriber Discord server. We've said what needs to be said there during the live segment in chat. We'll get our break glass in case of emergency down here to hopefully not die to their combo kill. What's the combo? The opponent's deck is playing Grease Fang combo. That's pretty good. Graveyard Widowna. I agree, Hackmage. The balance patches on Marvel Snap have been phenomenal. It's refreshing to play a card game where I look at the decisions the developers are making in terms of balance and going, yeah, that's really good. That makes sense. Wow, they updated that really quickly. I'm surprised we didn't have to wait for that. Just so incredibly refreshing. What deck do you think was killed by changing Magic? What deck had to play Magic on turn 6? I mean, you could still play her on turn 5 in that archetype. I think I'm killing the Peacekeeper here. It's unfortunate I can't kill the Rafine, but... I agree with that, Roth. I think the specific implementation there could have been better, but they got the implementation I wanted, so it's fine. Yeah, it made Magic less powerful by letting her not be a cheese Juku card anymore. It definitely made Magic worse at stealing people's cubes. That's accurate. Yes! Please draw more Magic the Gathering cards, opponent. They're discarding 2 spells here. Yeah. Did 8 and traded for the captain. Call that good enough? Show me your secrets. I don't want to know your secrets. They're really mean. Take your secrets back. It's a big boat. We're dead to the old fair game plan here. This is at least 5, probably 6 or 7. And then the Sky Sovereign looms overhead. I mean... Okay. Gotta be that one. This is a part where their Inquisition captain fishes up a Skyclave apparition and none of our choices matter. Wait, sorry, they catch up from here? All mustard left in the deck. Let's give it one more try, but unfortunately our dragon friend hasn't been good in a lot of these matches we played today. A lot of fast racing matches. Haven't really hit much control or other mid-range decks to play against. The Darigaaz is notably not great in these tribal matchups. Going on, Gringle. Grindle, thanks for the 23 months. Welcome back. Don't really care about Baffling End. Keep all their creatures dead. Knock this in and kill this. My 3-4 already spoken for. Hey, Luke-san, good morning. I'm gonna shock again here, because if we draw another untapped land, I'd like to hold the Boseiju against the enchantment deck. Trying to hold that for when they could play a, what's it called immediately after another enchantment? Oh, we actually get to Boseiju and the Liliana this turn because Sheoldred's a legend. I guess I could have done it regardless because of Goblin Shaman. Yes, Sheoldred seems very, very good in this matchup. She even gets around 9 lives, right? Because 9 lives prevents damage and this is life loss. Actually, I don't have that many ways to interface with enchantments, which is not great. But have a lot of ways to kill their threats, which is good. This is another matchup where a dragon is unfortunately just not good enough. It's almost exclusively for mid-range and control matchups. Was going to be our first land, but I'd like my grounds to be proven, please. Step on you. Sounds like the dragon's a sideboard card then? Not necessarily. So, the dragon is still a relatively proactive card, and like, which cards I'm replacing it for are different depending on the matchup, right? Just because you frequently sideboard something out doesn't mean it's not a main deck card. Because there's value in being more proactive in your first game. We could just try and aggro them. Hey, well, thanks for remembering for 44 months, Hangman. It's a long time. Welcome back. Do we Fatal Push the Spinner, crack them for 2 Sheoldred, or do we Liliana, Edict them, attack, Fatal Push the other one? It's close. I think I'm gonna go for the more aggressive line here. Could be wrong though. Liliana Edict them here.
No more distractions.
Just wanna push as much damage as possible.
I've always hated
Surprised to see them jump here. Can Sigil get them out of this is the question. They have a sweeper. They're in a pretty good spot. Baffling End does not a Sheoldred take. Assume we're losing Goy for Reflection. Whoa! Casting another Enchantress Presence is a bold choice. So they can't cast an enchantment or they die?
We all have things we'd rather forget.
Copy Sheoldred. Cannot copy legendary things. Yeah, they're locked out regardless. Yeah, I feel like Sheoldred is the card that, like, the Magic community as a whole has been, like, the most collectively wrong on in a long time during spoiler season. I don't know. I don't know that I saw a single person that was high on that card, and it's just been an absolute force in Standard, Explorer, Historic, Pioneer, etc. I don't think it sees Modern or Legacy play, but it's still a lot of formats it's good in. Yeah, but overrating cards is something that I guess I should say specifically underrating. Like, the Magic community is aggressively wrong about things being too good constantly. I feel like it's pretty rare that they're aggressively wrong in the opposite direction. Turns out, dying to Doomblade is less of a big deal if you are aggressively fire designed enough.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come for
Hey chat, we found a matchup where the dragon should be good. Yeah, that's true. Tell me you don't understand Magic the Gathering without telling me. All those high-level tournament players decided to not register for once upon a time. Choices were certainly made. Thanks, Gandalf. I think we've hit a point where I am struggling a little bit to find 2 decks I want to play every day, so I think we might be doing more. Today we're gonna do 2 decks because we just had new cards released. I have a deck submission, but I think we're gonna be doing some more. Okay, we just play 1 deck for 3 hours or so days more often. Yeah, I think this is definitely a matchup where Darigaaz is better than Sheoldred. How's the snap content been performing? The snap stuff is the most successful any of my non-Magic content has ever been. And the game hasn't even released yet. Here is Sheoldred 5-0ing a league as a 4 of. Legacy League as a 4 of. God bless. It was like mono black Stompy? That's totally mono black Stompy. That's adorable. Great. Man, looking at a deck like that, it makes me wish Magic Online wasn't a garbage fire. That deck's only $722 to buy on Magic Online. Maybe we'll pick it up and take it for a spin. For paper, $2,000 for a Legacy Decade ban. Magic players are such broken individuals. You all desperately need some help. $2,000 isn't bad. A big toe. If you're in the subs Discord, Marvel Snap added a URL where you can just go to the URL and give them money that way to get it on your account if you're sideloaded. So you don't have to do any weird sidestep stuff. It's pinned to the Snap channel in the Discord server. $2,000 to be 1 mortgage payment. My mortgage payment was less than that with escrow. I don't remember what we picked, because I don't look at it every month, but... Cornfield Living chat, I'm telling you, it's busted. We're getting more, there's more cornfield houses going up, chat. The cornfield behind my house is being developed into more houses as I speak. Won't you be my neighbor? Do do do. Beep be do. Do 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 do. I didn't play a second creature out last turn because, we're staring down the barrel of a Supreme Verdict here. And now, I know this feels a little counterintuitive, talking about not doing it last turn. But this turn, I'm gonna play a second creature out. Because one, we're gonna get Wandering Emperor. But two, if we don't get Wandering Emperor, if they Supreme Verdict next turn, then they're not playing Teferi, and that's a reasonable tempo exchange for us. I think Illinois is the only blue cornfield state at this point, right? Yeah, I was gonna play out 2 Glaives and get them to verdict this turn. Is Minnesota a cornfield state? I actually don't know. That's a good question. Minnesota is considered the Midwest, right? Well, so you have to understand, Rhino, gerrymandering is not really to blame for states being red or blue, right? So gerrymandering only impacts congressional districts. It does not impact state or governors. So there's some states that are like purple because of gerrymandering. Like their house will be red, but their governor and their senators will be blue. But you can't keep a state fully Democrat or Republican just based on gerrymandering because of the way statewide elections work. Yeah, it affects state legislatures and Congress, but it doesn't impact any statewide elections. I'm not familiar with Minnesota. Minnesota's like the one place in the Midwest I haven't traveled much into. Oh, Michigan! Yeah. Michigan's definitely solidly cornfields. And other Midwestern things. Yeah, but that again is different than gerrymandering, B2I-ish.
Stop that now.
And while not impossible, it's also difficult to like gerrymander a state to the point where you get like a veto-proof majority. So like if your governor is the opposite party, it's hard to gerrymander out of that too. I'd like to step on your Teferi, please. And then if they counter this, we have an Noxious Grasp to follow it up. I agree that Wisconsin is a swing state. Copium. Statewide, I said anecdotal. Statewide is different than state elections. Anything with districts is impacted by gerrymandering. Things where you just tally all the votes in the state are not. If this gets countered, I'm gonna play a second. If it resolves, I'm gonna chill. Show me what you got. I agree that proportional voting is great. Anything that's like tangentially ranked choice is wonderful. Alright, my body is ready to play this Tarmogoyf for them to peel Supreme Verdict. They haven't windmilled it yet, chat. They haven't windmilled it yet. They could be thinking of cycling the shark for one here. Yeah, I think they're supposed to. All right, dealer. Did you get there? I did not. So long, buddy. All right, I was gonna have that be the last one, but I feel like I should give Jund a chance to get us to Mythic. Hey, Jund, this is your shot. Shoot your shot. Oh my god. Hey, chat, you know how we were talking about the Sheoldred deck being $722 on Magic Online? Sheoldred is $205 of that. No, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, sorry. No, wait, I'm wrong. Sheoldred is $205 in paper. On Magic Online, it's $233. So it's actually more expensive on Magic Online than it is in paper. What a just absolute dumpster fire of a program. So, fun fact. People have often talked about you know, if they kill Magic Online someday. And I believe that when they eventually decide they want to turn Magic Online off, they won't even just turn off the servers. They'll just start enforcing the terms of service, which say you can't buy or sell cards for cash on Magic Online. Every single one of the websites that buys and sells Moto cards for cash is breaking the Moto terms of service.
Sacrifices must be made.
And if you're familiar with it, with that thinking, well, Jeff, if they ban sites that buy and sell Magic Online cards, Magic Online won't be functional. Yeah, that's the point. Magic Online is only a usable piece of software because of those third-party services. Yes, so the person that said things like that are why I think the Magic Arena $200 a month looks reasonable to me. That's exactly right. Right? Like, Magic Arena looks so expensive to people on the outside who aren't already plugged into the Magic ecosystem. But for people that are already in the Magic ecosystem, this platform is so cheap. What's going on, Dia Bunny? Thanks for hanging out for almost an entire year. Welcome back. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't you dare call Magic Online an NFT simulator. Those cards are fungible, chat. They're very different than the non-fungible tokens. I frequently funge my Magic Online cards, okay? Funge them to my heart's content. What's going on, Snake84? Thanks for the 2.5 years. Well, I mean, I don't funge my Magic Online cards live on stream, because that would get my Twitch account banned. I'm allowed to funge them off stream, though. Do I want this Fatal Push or this Tarmogoyf? I think I do. Maybe the Fatal Push is bad. Could go either way. Oh yeah, I wonder if the opponent's playing the Power 9 card. Someone in chat said they got into Flesh and Blood and their deck was $600, but if you take away 3 of those cards, the rest of the cards are only $20. Fun fact, Flesh and Blood is named what it is because it's what you have to give up in order to play the game. It requires a pound of flesh. I think we're buried, chat. Can't be worse than Magic price-wise. Well, they don't have a non-rotating format, and they regularly have decks that cost $600+ and single staples that are in the triple digits in price that are mechanically unique. It is actually worse than Magic. In fact, the success of Flesh and Blood is what really drove me home to realize that Magic players deserve what we get with Wizards of the Coast because we respond well to being abused in terms of pricing and structure. It wasn't, I think calling Flesh and Blood a Magic economy clone is being too generous because their economy is way more offensive than Magic, and that's saying something. They took everything Magic does in terms of structure and price and like cranked it up to a 12. Well, they don't have a non-rotating format yet, Dylan, because their game's just not that new. So, like, when you hear me say they have, like, $600 decks, this isn't a game that's, like, only 2 or 3 years old. Yeah, they're completely min-maxing Magic economy stuff. Wizards of the Coast probably looks to them for inspiration at this point, honestly. I think we board out the discard spells and just bring in all of our stuff that plays to the board. Definitely all Doomblades on deck matchup. Bring in some Planeswalkers to grind a little bit as well. There was a survey they sent Magic 30 attendees asking how much they've spent on Magic in the last 6 months, and the lowest tier went up to $2,500. Yeah. Wizards isn't whale hunting, chat. They're Kraken hunting. They are Kraken hunting. There are some legendary creatures down in the depths, and they got that harpoon primed and ready. How much did it cost to go to Magic 30? I think the cheapest tickets were a few $100. Can someone correct me if I'm wrong? I believe they ranged like $200 to $300 up to like $800. But I would appreciate a fact check on that. I cycle this Proving Ground. I might be greedy with this in hand, but there's a good chance we draw another land here. There were some $55 one-day badges. It makes me chuckle that the first time I did a sponsored stream for Raid Shadow Legends, I had a Magic player get really upset in the comments of my sponsored video, letting me know that they were very disappointed that I would promote a product like Raid Shadow Legends that contains loot boxes. That was the day they took Irony out back and shot it. Magic the Gathering is the OG gotcha game, chat. We invented the loot box gaming. Oh, speaking of gotcha games and loot box gaming, I had a first. So I've Raid Shadow Legends, other gotcha games. I actually really like playing games like that. I'm currently playing Genshin Impact. I don't mind loot box games. I understand what they are, and I enjoy the gameplay a lot of the time. But I had a sponsored segment offered to me for let's call them an unnamed game, because I'm not giving them promotion. But inside of the document that they sent me after we negotiated some terms, one of their terms they wanted for the actual sponsored content was that I was explicitly not allowed to talk about the monetization that the game had, and I was explicitly not allowed to open the in-game shop. And then to top it all off, on top of asking for those requirements, they also expected me to play on a special promotional version of the client that was different than what people would download from the actual app store. It was just like, well, how about, is that even legal? I actually don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. All right, let's see if my dragon can do stuff here, Chip. You don't have to hide the name of the game, Jeff. We know it's called Unfettered Capitalism. Shit. Even my champion here, he makes a loot box every turn. Every turn a loot box. Speaking of looty boxes. Five mana cards seem really good against the Skyclave Apparition deck, he says before getting Mana Ward. I think the Transformer cards will come to Magic Arena. I have no idea. Hopefully. I want to play with Transformer cards. More than meets the eye. Might be dead? I mean, maybe. I've got 2 loot boxes that are ticking down. If I had an untapped land tier. Alright, I think I just make sure we open a loot box every turn for the rest of the game, right? Wait, am I dead on board? Block 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh yeah, we're just dead on board. Were we dead regardless? I could have... If I stomped the Skyclave and played Bonecrusher, we would have blocked these and then taken 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could have not died with Bonecrusher Giant. That being said, my champion was bad and is not worth playing. So, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up on this. I got a sweet Explorer deck, chat. Just as a wrap on this, the dragon did not feel good, felt slow and bad for Historic. Like the A-Minsc and Chandra that we had at the top end before. Would go back to those.